Howdy. So, in my last casual AoE game, I was saying that I had difficulty transitioning. Look at this lag right now. There we go, a lot better. Don't know if it was picking up in the recording, but I was getting some lag in the replay. So yeah, like I said, in the last casual AoE thing that I put up on YouTube, I said that I didn't transition from my Scout Rush well enough. I left it high and dry. I had no military units to answer anything, and that's what cost me the game. So this was the game that I played immediately after watching the replay, that is, seeing what I did wrong, and wanting to correct on that. So here I am, in the purple, as always, with forward stone, some berries in the side, stone in the back, behind this. Honestly, that's a nice wood line compared to some wood lines that I get. This one's a messy, ugly wood line. I paused it for a second there, because some lag that we were getting, and I was trying to fix it. My gold pit's in the front, stone, everything, so it's stone in the front, but you know, this cliff here makes it nice walling. Boars in the front as well. Let's go take a look at Blue's base. Ooh, what's going on here? Oh, placing down that lumber camp. Still discussing the leg right now. So Blue is playing as the Britons. Strong archer civ. That extra range is devastating if you can get that far into the game. He has a stone pit on a hill. His gold is in the back, gold to the side, berries in the back. Some right wood. Actually, no, these are pretty good wood lines. Some good wood lines here, especially you can do some decent walling. 4-pit way up here on the hill, and there's a 4-pit over there on the hill. So, all in all, honestly, the maps are both kind of equal. I'd say that he probably has a bit of the map advantage since the gold is in the back, and he has these nice wood lines that he can wall along with. He also has this cliff here for more walling potential. Looks as if he's going to be finding all his sheep. Oh, of course, his 3-pack is pretty far. Pulling in the boar right now, my first boar of the game. And it will drop in the tile. No, a little bit outside the tile I wanted into, but, you know, not the worst. Not as bad as having it out here. Hell, when I started playing this game, I would just go and hunt the boar wherever it was. And what is this? Okay, yeah, drop that house. Don't just be idle, especially at this point in the game. There I am, finding the last of my sheep. So, nice time to get all my resources spotted. I think I've seen, yeah, I have seen that boar. Blue getting his first or second. Where is... that must be... oh, no, so that was his first, I was gonna say. That's kind of... did he get his second boar that quickly at 4? Because I didn't see it anywhere. But there it is. I am just not the best at finding boar, apparently. Villager production is constant for my TC. Something I'm trying to work on, something I'm trying to get better at. You want that constant production. 3 on wood, 4 on berries, and 8. Oh, you know what? 7 under the TC, 8 now. The next 2 will go on farms. She will go on the farm. Second boar coming in for myself. Will... ooh, I don't think it's going to drop in it. Oh, yeah, it'll drop in an okay place. There we go. Not the best, because you can have individuals there, but that's alright. Pretty good, actually. No, stop them, stop them! Oh, I hate that. That hurts. That hurts so bad. And let's take a look at Blue's doing. Has 4 on wood. Has quite a few underneath the TC, collecting from the boar. How many does Mr. Mick have on the berries? Only 3. Villager going forward to collect the second boar. Loom isn't on the villager, so she'll be fine. She'll get back without taking too much damage. And I'm at the point now where I'll be putting my villagers on wood. And let's see. Oh, let's see where this placement of the boar is. Not the best, but that's alright. 21 villagers for myself, and 17 for Mick. Or Mike. Ooh, just seeing it in time. It is getting some hits off. Oh, and it will live with hardly any health. 18 vills for Mick. And 22 for myself. I have clicked up to feudal. I'm almost there, dropping on the camp on this second wood line, even though it's not the greatest. But I do see that this cliff is there, so that I'll be able to wall that off and make it pretty secure, which means I can take all of this. 3 more villagers from the town center are going over to the wood line to make it 5 on each. 4 on berries, 2 farms, 5 underneath the TC. And has Mike clicked up to feudal? Has not clicked up to feudal yet. Does have close enough food. Looks like got housed. Is housed currently. Dropping 2 houses, 1 villager on this area. I would have liked to see that a little bit more forward. You could have blocked this spot with 1 house and a palisade, it looks like. Saving yourself some wood and allowing yourself to collect a lot more before having to risk over chopping. Scout on the side, idle. Scout on the side of mine, still looking around. Feudal is on for Mike. Let's see, just over a quarter of the way. And I should be reaching it. Yep, there I am. It's at 95% now. And feudal will be coming in pretty soon. The waypoint is on the forest. Loom on its way immediately. Recognizing that that's probably kind of important. Don't want the scout to rush in and hit Mr. 4 health over there. Barracks getting dropped. 2 villagers going forward so they can drop a stable pretty soon. This barrack should have been up a little bit quicker. But it wasn't. So, oh no. Idle here. So it's probably worth noting that this player was ranked a little bit lower than me. I think that was a low 1700, maybe just reaching 1700. So, I mean, we're still kind of the same level, but usually the games that I post, they're 9 ELO, but it's like 1900 or high 1800s, but this one was about you know, high 1600, 1700, if I recall. I wish that, I've said this before, but I wish you could see the ELO of the player after you play them. Feudal just coming in for Mick there. Scouts queued up inside my stable. The wood eco of Mick is going, but not as strong as it maybe should be at this point. Could have a few more on. What are these 2 idols doing? Yeah, keep on chopping there. So every time I get 60 wood, I'm going to be putting a villager on a farm. Right now, could put another one on it, but I think I am. Oh, I'm dropping the blacksmith, so I do have enough wood for it. Dropping a house as well. Scout is there. 2 scouts coming out. No upgrades other than the one that comes with the feudal. No upgrades for him either, so this is going to be a fair fight other than the numbers that present themselves. Archery ranges getting dropped for the Britain player. To be expected at this point, but if you're going to go archers, you want a lot more on wood than this. I have a population of 30, where Mick is a population of 22, so the numbers are just not in his favor. Not good enough at the moment. You need to have quite a bit more. And it looks as if, yes, he is putting more on wood as they come out, but now his food eco is going to be limited because 1 farm and 2 on berries is not going to keep up constant production from the TC. And if we switch, there is 1 queued up. Scouts coming in for myself, getting through this hole. It isn't completely walled anywhere, so it's not that was a shocker or anything, and the TC is idle for Mick. So, yes, just even though it has quite a bit of food stored up, could have queued up a lot there. Getting in, gonna take some hits. The defensive upgrade is in, and the spear not getting any hits off. The TC getting some hits on that scout though, and it will take some damage. Nothing queued up in the TC still for Mick. So, if you see this Mick, after the game we had a good discussion about just, you know, I'm not by any means an expert, so I'm not anyone to be giving advice, but I do watch a lot of games, and I think I do know this game pretty well, to some extent. And so I just discussed that the numbers maybe need a bit higher. And the next, we played a second game after this for fun, and I asked population, and We were just kind of going through and just practicing. Both of us trying to get better. That's what's so great about this game. The community is awesome. The community in AoE is great. So supportive. Some sneak archers choosing to go forward instead of take on these scouts. The right decision, because there are 2 spears in his base anyways. But here's what I did, which I didn't do the last game. And you know what? This is still a little bit too late. This should have come up a little bit sooner. 2 villagers coming down now to help. I'm dropping 2 archery ranges. Oh, and I see the archers right now. I see it. I was about to leave. I quick wall them. And she will get away. Only putting 56 health on it. They could have hit that down pretty quickly with the scout there as well. Scouts on the back. I think they, yeah, it looks as if they're going to be coming back to try and deal with these archers. Let's turn off the fog of war now. Whoops. Let's turn off the fog of war. So there are skirmishers queued up inside my archery range. There's a good old wolf chasing down these archers of Mix. No, don't shoot it. There goes the wolf. Archers choosing to initiate some type of engagement on the barracks. And skirmishers out for myself now. One of my scouts dropping to some forward archers that Mick produced. Still producing a lot of archers there. Nice number on gold. And I like this. Some farming eco is jig and drop for Mix now. Mick is finding my my farming eco. Looks as if she's going to go down, unfortunately. Yeah, she's down. But skirmishers still coming out, trying to push these off, trying to get my second archery range up. So this game was not without mistakes. The archery range did not go up fast enough. It should have had maybe a couple more building it so that this wouldn't happen. But wherein my scouts will drop, maybe shouldn't have taken that initiation, but it did delay them from getting an away go a little bit quicker. Skirmishers are moving forward now with defensive upgrades and now attack upgrades coming in. Fletching making its way. And the Brit player does not have defensive upgrades, but does have fletching in. Skirmishers trying to find the archers here. Getting some hits on my farming eco, getting a lot of vitals. And Mick continuing to place down farms. Don't think that's maybe the best. Should put them around the granary first instead of before doubling up, but it's alright. Skirmishers on the side now, taking out these archers. The second archer range does get up, moving the individuals that were pushed off of my gold. Never mind, weren't on gold. Moving the individuals that were pushed off of whatever resource they were on onto gold here. And let's switch here because I remember this kind of freaking me out. Let's take a look. You look at mixed resources here. Doesn't look like it should be getting up to the castle anytime soon, per se. Especially considering that he's still producing archers. A lot of skirmishers for myself now. Trying to put some houses down to wall this out. Just 2 archers forward now. But a little grouping here, that's not so bad. 1 scouting up front, 2 more coming to meet that one. Skirmishers choosing to come back inside. And what is Mick doing? See, here's another thing. Mick has kind of closed himself in, but he hasn't walled off completely. So, you know, wherein if you look at my walls, a lot more room for me to do things in. I've walled off the front. The side still is open, but I'm moving my skirmishers over there to protect it because I know that he's going essentially pure archers. Pillagers still coming out for Mick. Skirmishers coming out for him also. And look at that pierce armor. So nice. People call me stupid for it. A couple people, well, one person, Law Dog in particular, but skirmishers are my favorite units. If not my favorite when I was starting to play the game. That could just be because trash is easy to build for people learning the game. But, I mean, come on. Skirmishers and halbs, they're so cool. Especially elite, especially Imperial skirmishers. Come on now. Awesome. Market is going up in the back for the Britain's player. Looks as if he wants to hide that he's putting it up. 2 archers on the side still. Forgotten. Poor guys. Still producing some vills, moving forward with my skirms, but I think I'm just putting them on patrol. At this point, I feel like I have the advantage. I don't think that he's going to be switching up what he's going as the Brit player. And I'm trying to quickly get to castle. Wheelbarrow coming in. Pretty good thing to get once you have this many farms, this many villagers. Maybe should have come in a little bit sooner. Quite a bit on gold right now. We'll get enough gold to age up pretty quickly, but still going to have to wait for it and the food. And I am housed, which isn't great, but there's a lot of houses coming down there on the side. Blue's going up with a pretty nice army combination, mixture of bows and skirms, but I think my numbers outdo him. I'm putting some bows into my mix there, but I did opt against it when I remembered that the Indians don't get arbalists. They just get the crossbows. So, yeah, just decided to kind of hang back on that because I'm also close to castle, so keep pumping out some skirmishers. Let's just hang off on those archers. One queued up. I should cancel it pretty soon. Let's see if I cancel it. Yep, cancel it. And a skirm in its place. Or nothing in its place. Nothing in its place right now. I have clicked up to castle. But, here's the thing that shocked me. Mike, on the other hand, with population 51, has bought his way up to the castle, and he'll be there much sooner than myself. Has a nice army of archers on the side, which I'm coming along with to attack with my own units here. My composition, my numbers, and it just being pure skirmishers will take this out. There's... I mean, my archers will fall, but even with the hill advantage, it's a fight that I can win. So, focusing down his gold units first. And now just patrolling in, allowing them to just do what they will. Moving up the hill, trying to get rid of that hill advantage, not wanting to lose any more numbers. So that castle kind of freaked me out. And if we look in his base, the first thing, well, I wish you could see, let's see here, actually, let's switch over. And, yeah, crossbow, I was going to check for the crossbow upgrade. The crossbow upgrade is in. I've pretty much cleaned up this army with just my skirmishers. So, pretty cost-effective for myself. Forging coming in also, because I'm planning my next move. What am I going to go as the Indians who are going into the castle? I wonder. I don't know. Also, I have 2 stables now. 3, actually. Sorry, I just dropped 2 stables, and there's a 3rd right there. So I wonder what I'm going to go. I don't know. Let's take a look. What am I queuing up right away? Well, a bit of a delay. Let's watch this. So I'll be cleaning up his crossbows. Very cost-effective for myself. Just skirmishers, taking out those gold units. Very nice. Nice misses. Will die. And there's what I'm going. Of course, camels. So bloody strong, especially as the Indians, of course, getting the Imperial Camel. Dropping a TC in the back here, along this wood line, along the stone, not liking the wood lines that I have left, not liking the idea of opening this up and just continuing to move here, liking this little line here. Camel's moving forward, and if we take a look, the skirmisher upgrade should be coming in pretty soon. Stable's going down for the Brit player. And another TC for myself by this 7 pit of gold. I'm liking that right now. The last game that I played, the other thing that I also said I failed on was getting those TCs up right away so I could get my eco going. And, you know, obviously, outside of it just being the eco boost where you can produce many more villagers at the same time, it's also a defensive mechanism because you can hide your villagers, you can garrison them inside of it, and, I mean, they fire arrows. How great is that? Blue's moving along the side with some crossbows. Has his cavalry coming out as well, but that's just not a match for my skirmisher composition and camels. It's going to counter his cavalry. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the elite skirmisher upgrade will be finishing soon. Getting into his base. It isn't walled off, so again, this wasn't a surprise. These weren't holes. Taking down some villas of his. And look at that, so much different than the days when they took a crazy amount of damage from castles and town centers. Seeing those crossbows, wanting to take them out, wanting to get rid of those gold units. And the bell ringing, I think by accident. Yeah, it looks as if that was a misclick. Happens to the best of us, I suppose. Cavalry moving forward now. Just the defensive upgrades. Going to find this one coming out and try and take it down. Cavalry is going up to the side with a loyal, dedicated wolf following behind. Camels and skirmers following. Skirms taking out the crossbows that are following, and really no military anymore for blue. Numbers have dropped severely. Where my population is 86, should be a bit higher. His population is 50, so 36 higher, 39 higher now. If he's still at 50, still at 50. Nothing queued up in his TC, nothing but one crossbow queued up, and knights queued up in his stable. So still does have units queued up, which is not so bad. Some skirmishers getting caught. Oh, it looked like for a second he was going to take that initiation, but just not wanting to let the camels catch up. And the score difference is pretty big, 1,100 in favor of myself. It's going to be very hard for Mr. Mick to come back from this at this point. He's kind of closed in. And honestly, the second my skirmishers may move around this way, it's just going to do a lot of damage. But here come my camels. Here come my skirms. And if we take a look at my eco, it's going strong. Look at all those lovely stone miners. Not enough on wood at the moment, but more will be queued up in a second to go in that area. A lot on gold. Not too bad, more going on stone. And we have a lot more skirms queued up at the moment. GG comes in for Mick as I attack his stables, and they go down. Skirmishers taking it out. What was he thinking? Knights versus Indians. Such a noob. It's alright. I'm a noob too. All good. And, yeah, so that was the game I played after the one that I posted before this, where I was analyzing it to see what I did wrong, and what I did wrong was I had one unit on the field. And a unit, mind you, that was getting countered by everything that they had. So I feel like I was getting one-dimensional in my approach, and I wasn't dropping down enough production building. So if we look this time, 2 archery ranges, 3 stables, 1 barracks. That is a huge improvement. Also, 3 town centers and almost enough stone to put up a castle. Population of 112 versus a population of 56. So I feel a lot better about this game. I feel like I did learn from my previous replays. And because I think when he came forward with those archers, if I wasn't dropping these and I only had the scouts, he would have done a lot more damage. Potentially could have won this game. I would have got frustrated, that's for sure, and I would have been playing as well, and the game would have dragged out much longer, would have been a lot messier. But because I did drop them and I did have skirmishers to answer, it went the way it did. So, Mike, if you see this game, I couldn't find your Steam profile, so try and find mine and add me, because it was fun playing with you and discussing the game. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Remember, watch your replays, analyze what you did wrong, and fix it. It's as easy as that. Cheers.